Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center. Don't worry about me. I called ART.
Traffic. No problems on the main roads, but watch for construction on Kellogg between Topeka and Oliver Streets. There are width restrictions in some areas. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather.
Good morning. Becoming mostly sunny and hot today. A high of 97. Heat index, though, could flirt with 103. Southwest winds 10 to 15. Partly cloudy this evening. Storms are likely after midnight. Some of those could be severe, producing damaging wind gusts. Overnight low 73. Partly cloudy, not as hot on Friday, high 93. We have a chance of storms on Friday night. High of 90 on Saturday with a small chance of a storm. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
A group of 11 Republican lawmakers wrote a letter to the WNBA demanding answers and accountability in relation to physicality Caitlin Clark has experienced. That's a real sentence that I just said. What planet are we on? Can I please get a little bit of separation of sport and state? I don't need any lawmakers, regardless what side of the aisle they occupy, writing letters like this to any sporting league. It's embarrassing of that day.
Find us on social. 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, an Odyssey sports station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
A group of 11 Republican lawmakers wrote a letter to the WNBA demanding answers and accountability in relation to physicality Caitlin Clark has experienced. That's a real sentence that I just said. What planet are we on? Can I please get a little bit of separation of sport and state? I don't need any lawmakers, regardless what side of the aisle they occupy, writing letters like this to any sporting league. It's embarrassing of that day.
Jim Rome.
With the 22nd pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select LeBaron Philon Jr. from the University of Alabama.
The Philadelphia, quick, slap a Philadelphia 70 selector hat on that guy. Damn, Powder, what did you have before you got up there? Do some box breathing technique, slow down, get it right, get some vitamin D, for God's sake. How many times do we have to cover that? Go out and get some sun.
The Philadelphia 70 selectors
Every time our kids come in the room and you're on the screen, I make them cover their eyes. And they're 21 and they're 25 now. Dang ears. I cover my own eyes.
Jim Rome, afternoons at 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH, Wichita's most listened to sports radio.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Let's go! Wichita's most listened to sports radio.
Hey, don't touch that dial. You've got Cud on it.
She's wonderful. I could feel her sweet country soul in every digitally encoded bit. Country music sucks. All it does is take precious airspace away from shock DJs whose cruelty and profanity amuse us all.
Hold on to your pitchforks, everybody. It's time again for
Wichita's most listened 40 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
You know, I'm no critic, but I know what I hate. And I don't hate this.
That's our motto. You just don't hate us. Here on Sports Daily, Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman with you, Max Power producing. We are glad to be with you right here on KFH for the next 4 hours of Sports Daily fun in, we call it the middle of July yet. This is a slower time on the sports calendar, but it gives us time to take stock in some things like the Big 12 and the football season incoming. Big 12 Media Days behind us. We'll have you all covered there today. TJ Cleland's going to call us later this hour. He has been down there the last couple of days, so he'll let us know what he learned. We'll also have Tim Fitzgerald, our K-State insider, coming up in the second hour to report back on everything they're hearing down from the Big 12. We heard from Texas Tech and Joey McGuire on the Brendan Sorsby thing. A lot to take away from it. We've been talking a lot of naming rights deals and those sorts of things throughout the last couple of days. So glad to be here with you, everybody, whether you're over the air with us on 97.5 FM, 1240 AM. You can call us if you are at 869-1240. You can email the show at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. Maybe you're watching us on 12 News Connected, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. You can leave us comments on the social channels, and we can put those right out over the air. Glad to have you that way. Glad to have you on the Odyssey app as well, whether you're listening to us live or from the future in our podcast form. Thanks for being here with us. You can leave us voice messages that way. Just hit the little microphone on the Odyssey app, and those will come right through to Max, and he can put those out over the air. However it is, we appreciate you. We appreciate Prairie Fire Coffee for keeping us fueled up. And we appreciate all the conversations we're going to have, which are on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, which now features the cheeseburger in Pizza Dice Pizza, beef, American, and Monterey Jack cheese, pickle, onion, burger seasoning, drizzled with tangy burger sauce, cheeseburger in Pizza Dice at WBC, your summertime pizza made here. Glad to have you with us. I'm Jacob Albrock Brady. How are you this morning?
I'm alive and well, Jacob.
That's better than the alternative.
Exactly.
Which is
still early,
dead and unwell, I suppose.
Right.
Oh, man. Jack Caglione's in the home run derby. Rejoice.
How about that?
Everybody.
That's exciting.
That is exciting, actually. I am pretty fired up about that one. He's built for this, isn't he? He is.
No, I mean, like literally, he's built for he's a giant for one.
He's a monster.
To see him on TV like that would be cool.
We got the World Cup back in action. That is, I think, 4:00 today. Morocco, who's my team that I'm chosen. I think Morocco and Norway are the teams I'm going to root for, just because I've enjoyed watching both of them play. No more, geopolitical indications or anything like that. Although I think they're both pretty, peaceful, that don't get too involved in everything. I've just liked watching those two teams play, but they're huge underdogs to France today. So that kicks back up as well here this afternoon. But we wait now, Brady. We enter the time where we wait about getting to football season at this time of year, especially when the Royals are bad. Now we're evaluating them on the trade deadline. They were not able to win yesterday. A late inning breakdown that is not good for the trade deadline. We'll explain as we make our way through. But it is that time of year where we entertain ourselves with other things, perhaps. We've got the TBT coming up later this month. Are you a TBT guy, Brady? Have you had a chance to really dive into that tournament and everything it is?
I mean, mainly through work. In a way, as far as like watching what TJ's been doing the last couple of years, and especially last year with the aftershocks taking it all.
Yeah. And the new format's going to be really, really cool this year. We'll remind everybody as we get closer about that new format, but more home games, lots of local flair, especially for Wichita State, KU, and KState's alumni teams. It's an all-new format that I think will make it an even better experience for the fans, to be perfectly honest. And it's been a lot of fun already anyway. Say what you want. Some people are bothered. They're going to put a banner up in Coke Arena, and I say put another one up. Go win it again. That place was rocking and rolling last year. I love it. I love the tournament. I love the Elam ending. The Elam ending is how we should end all of our basketball games. It makes the sport better. It makes it more entertaining at the end of the game. It's not a foul fest and a stretch to the free throw line. So that's coming up later this month. We're getting close to that. And we get close to football season, Brady, and we get close to the Chiefs, and we get close to training camp. And I do think it's an interesting preseason, not because of drama. There is very little of that outside of Rashee Rice's shenanigans this offseason, but because they're holistically going to change who they are, I think, this year. And do we see some of that in training camp? I think you'd have to see some of it in training camp. There's still a lot of free agent wide receivers out there, Brady. Should the Chiefs be going at any of those? And wide receivers with quite the pedigrees, including one who's been a great Kansas City Chief before. Tyreek Hill doesn't have a home. yet.
That's true.
Nor does Steph Diggs, nor does Keenan Allen, there are a lot of older but great in their day wide receivers out there. Do the Chiefs need one of them? Do they need any of them?
Is Diggs still available?
Knee looked. Is who still available?
Diggs? He's still out there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, yeah. Yeah, this is like you mentioned a little bit ago, like this is kind of the slow part of the season, but it's also, to me, the high point of speculation season. This is what if time as we get into football season.
Well, yeah, this is normally when we'd, haven't we had some, this is time filled by Aaron Rodgers historically.
That's true. Typically, last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, it's been Aaron Rodgers' season. Season.
Yeah. It's been.
It's weird, actually, that we're not speculating about Aaron Rodgers right now.
Well, what do we need to speculate about? He's playing. He's playing for the Steelers again, right? Like, what do we need to speculate about?
Yeah, it's actually all coming back to me because as a K-Stater, I've been kind of hoping, like, I hope he actually kind of retires because I want to see Will Howard get a chance because last season we never got to see him play at all because he was hurt during the preseason and the season got going and Rodgers stayed healthy. So I want to see, at the very least, I want to see some Will Howard preseason snaps. Finally, we didn't get that chance last year.
Yeah, he's still, I think, got a chance.
I think so.
I think Aaron Rodgers, we got to remember he's like a little injury away. I mean, he's an older dude.
Right.
But right now, Will Howard still has Mason Rudolph and Drew Allard to compete with. So I don't even know that, it's a foregone conclusion it was going to be Howard if Rodgers didn't come back. I'm not sure, honestly. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it happen. It'd be nice. Let's
see some snaps.
Let's start with Cags in the Derby. We'll start with Little Royals in the next segment because we've got TJ coming up later this hour to hit Big 12 Media Days. We can hit the odds and ends throughout. We got Tim Fitzgerald in the second hour to talk about Big 12 Media Days as well. Of course, K-State centric there with Fitz, but we'll get a little K-State from TJ. We'll get a little KU from TJ as well later this hour. I think it was pretty uneventful for KU, I'll be honest, just in some outside conversations about so what's the theme for KU? And it was kind of like jersey patches, which is never a good thing, I guess. But we'll get into all of it. Cags in the Derby. Predictions. How do we think he'll do? That's next on Sports Daily.
If you bleed crimson and blue, this is your station. 97.5.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
we are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care, celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for a healthy lawn, tree and shrub care, and bedweed control since 1966. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care. Welcome back in. Jacob Albrock, Brady Bowman, in with you on this Thursday. You a Derby guy, Brady?
Home Run Derby? Derby,
Yeah.
Kansas? Okay. Gotcha.
Let's go Home Run Derby.
Okay. Shout
You
out
in
to
on
Derby, though. Derby's a fine town as well.
Derby's fine. Derby's a great town.
For Derby listeners. Oh, Home Run Derby's fun. I was actually looking up stats with Bobby Wood Jr., thinking about where's the bar that Cags wants to at least maybe try and match or get close to.
Where did he set it with 2024? What, he hit 50 in 2024?
Yeah, he hit 50. He actually hit the most in the Derby, but he just lost by 1 in that last round to Hernandez. But yeah, he hit 50 in 2024.
So the Derby has different rules this year that we'll get into, but the news that we are concerned with is Jack Caglione enters the Derby. So that gives us, Cags, it gives us Junior Caminero of the Rays, who's had just an unbelievable run through this first part of the season, Ben Rice of the Yankees, Wilson Contreras as of the Red Sox, and then Cags. So we're talking a lot of like raw power guys. I think Kyle Schwarber said he wants to do it if he's an all-star and if he's healthy. So it should be a pretty entertaining field. Nobody, though, in baseball really has more just raw power than Cags. Cags is kind of built for this. Cags' average home run distance is the highest in Major League Baseball. I think it's tied technically for the highest in Major League Baseball. He's built for this, man. And we've been waiting, at least I have, sort of for this moment for him to kind of step out and really let the rest of baseball take notice, because he is streaky. He's on a bad streak right now, quite frankly. He's a streaky player. He's not yet what Royals fans hope he's going to be by any means. But this is kind of the stage where people can say, okay, who's this? They'll see him first. And like, who is this guy? He's humongous.
Right.
And then they'll see him hit the ball and watch the ball, jump off his bat a little bit. But this could be a coming out party for young Cag. I think he's got an opportunity here. There will be people turning on the home run derby, which, let's be honest, is as entertaining these days as the game itself. And I love the All-Star game, but I love the home run derby. I think it's the best skills challenge in all of the All-Star festivities that we have, just the most traditional anyway. But there are a lot of people that'll see Jack Caglione and be like, who is this guy? The Royals stink. We haven't heard of this guy. And then hopefully he'll open some eyes. But this will be fun. I imagine that was a pretty exciting, conversation for him to get invited to do this. There are some players, I think, Brady, you worry about, oh no, like this could change their swing. It could do all these things. I don't think there's anything to worry about with Jack Caglione. Just go do your thing. Go do what you always do in a controlled environment. And you're going to be rocking and rolling.
Yeah, and plus he's never presented me as somebody who has a lot of self-doubt in his skills or anything like that. Like you said, he's streaky, but that's baseball, and he's young. He's just extremely young. So yeah, there's still a lot of time for him to figure a lot of that out. But when it comes to his talent and power, I don't have much doubt in that, and I don't think he has much doubt in that. And it's just exciting for him to be able to showcase that here soon.
And I hope that it can maybe unlock him a little bit, because as hot as his June was, his July has not been so. He's been pretty cold lately. He's seen his average, let's see, since the end of June, his average has dropped about 10 points. He's had a good, he had 2 hits in the final game against Philadelphia, but he had 6 at-bats, just a hit in each of the first 2 games of this series. So he's 2 for 10. So he's batting just 200 there. He's simmered down a little bit. He hasn't had a home run, Brady, since his 2 home run performance on June 23rd. But, so we get that long gap without a home run, which comes after he had 6 in 5 games, I believe it was there. So he's got a lot to learn about being a big league hitter. He's 23 years old, but he's 6'4" and he's 250 pounds. He is humongous for a baseball player, and he's going to get in there, and I think he's going to do really well, quite frankly. Like, I don't think the odds are out yet because we don't have all 8 participants, but I'll be throwing a little scratch on Jack Caglione. This does favor his skill set because everything flies off his bat, even when he's going poorly. If he's making contact, the exit velocity is through the roof every time, it feels like.
It'll be fun if, like you said, there's going to be a lot of people watching and learning his name for the first time, being like, what the Royals, like you said, the Royals are terrible. But then if he tears it up, then they'll be like, wait, why are the Royals struggling? This guy's amazing.
Why are they so bad? They got him and Bobby Witt Jr.
Guy's huge. He's going to be a football player.
So there's format changes in the Derby this year, just for, I don't remember seeing this, but I don't remember a lot of things. But the format has changed a little bit, and I think I'm going to like it better. But let's just, tell you what it is. So no more timer on this for the Derby. They're going back to a set number of swings. And then on the final swing, so each round, the first round, will be 20 swings, not a timer, which I actually like. I prefer that.
Same.
So, and then on the last swing, you can kind of just go until you're out. So if you're down to 1 swing, you can hit 6 more home runs in theory. You know what I mean? The semifinals then, which would take the top 4. So what they'll do after that is they'll just take the highest 4 players. That's also a good thing. The bracket thing I wasn't really into. That kind of screwed Salvi when he was in it. So they'll just take the top 4 out of 8 based on swings. and then they'll seed them and go head-to-head. Now, I actually don't mind that because that gives you some reward in theory of how you did in the first round. So they take the bracket away for the first round. It's just top 4 out of 8. Then they put them head-to-head. Well, if you have the second most, but you still lose, that's just kind of luck. It's not luck of the draw as much as you were seeded based on your performance. So I'm okay with it. There's 15 swings in the semifinals. And then the finals would, the obvious head-to-head. And then they'll get 15 each as well. Ties get broken by the longest home run, which favors Cags. In the semifinals and finals, though, they'll have a 3-swing swing-off. Now, we had that last year, right? Was last year the first year we had the swing-off? Because I really liked that. I think it was last year.
I think I was just looking up the swing off actually just a little bit ago. I think you're right. But, go back to the timing thing. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, take the timer out because this isn't an event that people are like, hurry up, let's get this done. No, people love watching it. There's no need to rush it.
It takes a long time
to
do the home run derby, which is Rick's point. He said no timer means it'll be a 5-hour home run derby that's unwatchable. It will probably be longer, although I'll say 20 swings is a lot. I don't know how many swings on average they take with the timer. 20 probably is too many, honestly. But I mean, you're looking at 2 to 3 swings a minute, you'd think. Although guys can just stand there, so we'll have to see. 8 guys to get through 3 rounds. It's going to take some time, but I will say too, like, I don't mind with the Derby, Brady. Like, all right, who am I rooting for? Who do I want to watch? Okay, Cags is up. Let's watch Cags. And then you can kind of take a break from it for a minute, go move on and do some things and check in and out of it. I don't like these contests to be based on time. I don't. I don't like eating contests that are based on time. I'd rather see amounts taken down, like, I don't like the how much can you eat in a set amount of time. Now, this is what I'm doing. I guess when it's Joey Chestnut, you don't really have a choice. But I do like let's see who the best power hitters are. What can you do with 20 swings, I think, tells us more than what can you do in a minute and a half. Will it take how much? What was the time? I don't even remember how much time they had in past years. I wonder if they take more than 20 swings in that amount of time. Like, I'd really love to see where we have analytics and everything in baseball. Sure. Can we get some analytics on this? Can we get some data to break this down for us? Either way, I like Jack Caglione's chances against the field that's in there now. Junior Caminero is a really good player right now. He's out of his mind right now, to be quite honest with you. And he's young too. If he played for any other team, we'd be going nuts for Junior Caminero. Nuts. Might be the best player in the American League this year. He's like 23, I think. He plays for the Rays, though. And everything the Rays do blows away in the wind, even though they're always really good. But Cags will be in there. That's going to be most of our except. We'll get Bobby Witt Jr. starting at shortstop, which is exciting. But this is it. This is the chance for the Royals to, is this and the trade deadline, Brady? Are those the last chances for the Royals to give the fans something to be excited for this year?
I'm afraid so.
I don't want to believe that. But it's possible. It's possible.
But it is exciting.
They lost last night. You kind of want to see them run these win streaks out and stuff. They lost last night. They didn't get it done against the Mets. They still got a chance to win the series today. Let's talk about that game for just a second here. It was a better starting pitching performance for sure than they've had the last couple of times out. Well, I say starting pitching performance. It was, I think it was going to be a bullpen game, and then Dobnak goes 5 2/3 scoreless. So I don't know if that was the exact plan, if he was supposed to pitch that many innings, but it worked out for him. And now he's had, 2 decent appearances, but that one was pretty good. He's only pitched twice right now for the Royals. But he got them through, and they just couldn't get the offense this time. I guess we'll allow it since they scored 31 runs in the last 2 games. But they didn't get it done. And then here's the problem I had with the game last night is Alex Lang got hammered. I don't know how much interest there was going to be in Alex Lang. He's been pretty good in his actual save situations, which last night wasn't an actual save situation, I don't believe. It was not. So he's been pretty good in his actual save situations. He's been very bad in his non-save situations. I don't think he's bringing home a king's ransom at the deadline. And that's disappointing because he has been good as a closer. You kind of hoped that maybe somebody just needs something and maybe they give you that little bit of an overpayment. You know, we see that happen with relievers all the time, but it's never going to be good to see. It's never going to be good to see any Royals player struggle for the next 3 weeks. To me, and maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm a lunatic. But right now, like all of that, I'm just like, no. Like they need to trade that guy. Like they need that guy to be really good for the next 3 weeks. And we see him struggle like that, and it feels double-edged a little bit.
Yep, Lang's, and poor now. But, hit a player, and then that's where everything kind of went downhill fast. Started that 5-run 8th, and that was the thing. Is you're kind of looking at things going into the 8th. It was a tied game, wasn't it? Wasn't it 1-1 going into the 8th?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they gave up 5 and then
which is again kind of been the story of the season too, just kind of late game collapses.
Well, but they've found all kinds of different ways to lose games this year. Lately it's been starting pitching. But I don't know, Matt Strom pitched in the game too. He was okay. He's an obvious trade candidate, but like with Strom and Lang, does anybody want him? Like, what are you going to get for him? Anything? You kind of have to trade him just to try to get something because neither of those guys are going to be on the team next year. But I don't know that. I mean, maybe if I'm the Royals, I'm probably shopping those guys for young minor league arms that might profile as potential bullpen pieces down the road, right? Like, I don't know how much you're going to get for those guys. There are still plenty of players that they will be able to trade that will bring probably a lot. So it's just not those guys. But I do think Lang had a chance to be one, and maybe he still does. But it just, it makes it tough. It makes it tough every time these guys struggle when everybody's watching with a microscope right now, evaluating, trying to figure out what they're going to do at the deadline to see the players that you want to trade struggle. You got everybody watching Lang now, and it's like, yeah, okay. All right. It's a Waka start today, though, Brady. And that is always fascinating right now. Waka has been one of the better pitchers in the American League, starting pitchers in the American League this year. And he goes in a day game today against the Mets. He will probably make 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 starts before we hit the deadline. He is the biggest decision. He and I would say Vinny Pasquantino are the biggest decisions that the Royals are going to have to make at this deadline. I think Daniel Lynch is a big decision. Don't get me wrong, because I think he could potentially be your closer of the future. And I think the market's going to be too high for him, for them to not do it. But I would be totally fine if the Royals hung on to Daniel Lynch. I guess I'd be okay if they hung on to all 3 of them if the market's not good. But I'd also be okay if they traded all 3 of them. And those are 3 fan favorites. Those are 3 of the, most people's favorite players on the roster. Waka, Pasquantino, and Lynch. But I think those headline the trade candidates for the Royals. And then there's Lane Thomas and Starling Marte and some of these other bullpen guys, John Schreiber, maybe Lang. We'll see. But these next few weeks, that's what I'm watching for. I mean, I'd like for him to win some games just for fun, and especially now that draft implications aren't what they used to be. Win as many as you can win. But, man, that's pretty much it. What if the Royals come out of this, Brady, and don't trade any of those 3 guys? How do you
That'd be
feel
a weird
about
feeling.
that?
Yeah, I don't.
And then we get a follow up from Piccolo and be like, guys, the market was soft. We just did not have good enough offers to move those players.
If that's the case, I mean, I wouldn't be that upset if that's truly the case. Because yeah, I mean, if the market's not good,
so
I'd rather
little
keep them.
chance that the market actually is like that. I just don't. I don't know. It is such a hard. It's such a hard. This whole season has been difficult, right? Because you'd like to just say, well, it's an easy answer. You just trade everybody because they're not very good. And that is a possibility. But what is, like, when you consider what the expectation's going to be next year, it is harder to trade away your best starter and your best reliever this year and a cornerstone player like Vinny. That does make it harder. Like, you better hit on those trades. You have to. That's
And it shows you the pressure of next season too, because it's like next season isn't just about next season; it's also kind of about this season too. Like
there's so much pressure on next season. I think there was so much pressure on this season, and they should be feeling that organizationally. By the way, like, I think that pressure should be felt, because last year was when we dealt with some of this. This year, that wasn't supposed to happen. They committed the money to Walker. They committed the money to Lugo. They did all these things. They promoted Caglione early last year, probably. Like, all of these things they did to get ready for this year, and it's just fallen so flat. I think next year gets even more so, unless you trade some of these guys and you can brand it as kind of a tweener year, I suppose, but I don't think anybody has any interest in doing that. And I've said this before, too. If you can guarantee me that ownership is willing to spend the same money next year if they trade away Waka and some of these contracts that are a little bigger, then I'm more inclined to trade them, because I know that I've got the ammo to go try to, fill the gaps in free agency. But we don't know that for sure. Ownership may say, no, we did that for 3 years. We're gonna put a little money in our pocket next year, which happens all the time in baseball. Ownership groups do that. Now they're trying to build a new stadium, so we'll see. We should have TJ Cleveland in on our next segment. He may be on the phone, but we'll have him either way. That's next on Sports Daily. We'll get a Big 12 Media Day report. Don't go away.
Royal Blue runs deep.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, welcome in, everybody. That insider TJ Cleveland. How you like the sound of that?
That's right.
Is that a promotion or a demotion, though?
Great question. I don't have anything witty to say. I think that just means that I'm smarter than Brady Bowman, which, that's kind of like the Smarter Than a Fifth Grader show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember that show.
Good morning, TJ.
It was Jeff Foxworthy, and then didn't Travis Kelce host that show or something for a little while? It was Jeff Foxworthy originally, and then I think, didn't Kelce host that show?
He hosted like a celebrity version of the show, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll treat this like a celebrity version. Okay, then take us inside Big 12 Media Day. Number one takeaway was what? Overall, walk in the door and you're like, oh, man, look at that. Or that really stood out.
Walk in the door, and I just felt a breath of fresh air that I was inside the Monster Energy Big 12 Media Day. Yes. That neon green is going to be everywhere.
For $1 million, KU's going to have a couple of jersey patches. Let's start with KU. Are jersey patches, both Monster and a Crypto, the biggest talking point about a team we really can't figure anything out about?
I said something yesterday that I don't know what it says about the state of KU football, that after a day of talking and really previewing the season, the fan base is having the most discourse about jersey patches and not football. It's the most that we don't know going into a KU football season. since Lance Leipold's been there, which is crazy because his first year came after an 0 for season and didn't win a single game. And this year you go into it, they're going to be better than that year, obviously, but nobody knows who the quarterback's going to be. Nobody knows what the offense is going to look like. I think that talking with our pal Jackson Schneider, he put it best, is that they're kind of a faceless program right now. If you could, cherry pick some names off of the roster, obviously for us, Dylan Edwards is probably the biggest name. Cam Pickett was one of the guys that was there yesterday. He had a few touchdowns as a wide receiver last year, but this is the first year that there's not the Jalen Daniels, obviously, and there's no Devin Neal. There's none of the big names that we've seen them have over their run of growing under Lance Leipold. So there's been like a level of comfort that class, Jalen's class, had been there every single year that Lance Leipold has been there in some capacity. And there probably is some 8th-year guy that I'm missing. I'm sorry, but they're not there anymore. This is kind of ripping the Band-Aid off, and it's kind of the start of a new era a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, it's kind of like the first year, and I don't know, probably since Leipold first got there, that the last few off seasons, there's been all this hype, right? And all this grand predictions for how KU could finish, and, nothing but the top, maybe looking for a conference championship. And this year, yeah, I mean, it is stark. It is stark, the difference as far as going into this, but maybe is that a good thing for KU football going into this season to maybe not go in with all those hot predictions that we've had the last couple of years?
I guess there's something to be said about it. Is that, what's the stupid saying that if you start your expectations low, you won't be hurt in the end? I think that they'll be okay. Will they make a bowl game, though? I think that that's what they're going to be pushing for this year. I think that this is no longer, at least this year, it's not what we've seen in years past, like you're saying, Brady, is that this is not this is a dark horse contender in the Big 12. You need to watch out for this team. It's, this is going to be a punchy Big 12 team that's going to beat good teams. And can they get to 6 wins? Can they get to a bowl game? And honestly, it's kind of something that they need to do. That's where it lies now. This is no longer – I don't think that anybody's going into this season saying that if we're not in the top 4, it's time to start bringing the pitchforks out. But I think if they go, 4-8 again and miss a bowl game, then I think that, there will be questions to answer, I feel like. There'll be disappointed fans for sure. But that's kind of what the expectation is for me, at least, after – all this offseason and everything. Is it's July. We don't know who the quarterback is. It's the biggest reason why you say that. But they seem like a bowl team that they're just going to try to get to 6 wins, and everything above that would be gravy.
Yeah, I think that's the point. TJ Cleveland, been at Big 12 Media Days, giving us a call. We appreciate it. I think there's some times when we look at this and we're like, oh, we don't know anything about them. They don't have Jalen Daniels. It's easy to forget they've been 10-14 the last 2 years. It's easy to forget that they finished 10th and 11th in the Big 12 the last 2 years. Why are we all so enamored? Oh no, now they have so much change. God, it can't get much worse than it's been the last 2 years. Is change a bad thing? Maybe it will be good to turn over so much of the roster.
It might be. This to me feels like there's been, since Leipold's been there, which it's just kind of a product of Jalen Daniels with red shirts and extra COVID years and things of that sort. He was there for a long time. He was there for every single year that Lance Leipold was there, plus another year on top of that before. But he was there every year that Lance Leipold has been there. Granted, he had been hurt a lot throughout that time, so he's had to deal with other quarterbacks. And, Jason Bean obviously had his year, whatever, he had to step in and played great. But it's kind of, last year going into media days, this is one of the biggest points that I made to Leipold yesterday, is that we were all sitting there talking about, there's a lot of new things. Because last year was really ripped the Band-Aid off. There's no Luke Grimm. There's no Devin Neal. Mason Fairchild's not there anymore. All of those guys that we grew to know during their two bowl runs, basically, they're not there anymore except for Jalen Daniels. And it was a really big deal that Jalen Daniels was there, because that was kind of, not a crutch, but it was a security blanket to know who your quarterback was going to be and know that when he played really good, you were going to have a chance to beat anybody. They don't have a security blanket this year. I think that they're going into it, and it's a lot of, we're going to learn a lot about what KU is going to be able to do. Granted, Andy Kotelnicki's back as the offensive coordinator, so that might mean that he is the true offensive genius that we think that he is, and he can, really polish anything into something that looks really good. So we'll see what that product will look like. But there will be questions to be answered once the cleats hit the turf.
TJ, shifting gears just a little bit, I've been wondering about this. What's the vibe been with when Texas Tech folks come around? Is it like weird? Is everybody acting weird, or are things healing?
So I wasn't there on Tuesday. I was just there on Wednesday. It was a rare year this year where KU and KState were on the same day, so I didn't do the double the media days with an S. I did a single media day. So I wasn't there for all of the Texas Tech discourse yesterday, but still, as you could imagine, I mean, every coach, a lot of the people were up there getting asked questions about, the Sorsby situation and things like that. It was a weird vibe. Yesterday, Cincinnati was there, and, we get the news that the NCAA is sending out a request for information from the Bearcats. All we got was a bunch of no comments on that. I didn't get the full spectrum of it, but, I also saw the stuff online about how, it was just a weird situation still. And I don't know when it's not going to be a weird situation, but there was, I know a lot of questions to your mark about it, and there should have been. It's the biggest topic of the entire Big 12 conference, but it definitely feels like, looking at fans especially, Texas Tech thinks that the Big 12 wronged them, and Big 12 thinks that Texas Tech wronged them. It's a two-way street, and there's just a weird grift right now. It's going to take a second to get over, because I know Texas Tech fans are still upset about Tortilla Gate last year as well. So I don't know where that's going to go, but it's something to watch.
It sounded like Will Hammond was going to be ready for the start of the season. And maybe they'll be able to deflect it. I don't know. Let's go K-State now, TJ, for a few minutes. Look, there couldn't be more opposite, really, of KU. K-State, we do have all kinds of
let me throw one more KU nugget in here for you. The biggest thing from yesterday, quarterback battle. We got to mention this. They are literally going through a quarterback battle right now. It's between Isaiah Marshall, Cole Ballard, the two guys that are returning from last year that were behind Jalen Daniels, and then Chase Jenkins, the Rice transfer. The most notable thing that I can tell you about that, because that was, the biggest thing about KU football, who's quarterback going to be. The questions that Lance Leipold were asked about it, he answered every single time with saying, we have two guys that can help us win football games. So it sounds like Chase Jenkins is out of the mix. It's between Cole Ballard and Isaiah Marshall is based kind of what the vibe was that everybody said. Some people still mentioned all three of them, but mostly it was just those two. Again, if you ask some of the people that have been around it, it feels like it's Cole Ballard's job to lose, but it sounds like right now it still is anybody's to take. The biggest thing that was said yesterday about that is Leipold said that we're going to pick one that we feel is the most consistent week in and week out to be our starting quarterback, but don't be shocked if we play two quarterbacks a lot. It could be a Jason Bean, Jalen Daniels situation. At the end of that year, they used both of them. So it may look something like that. Obviously, Cole Ballard is a really good kind of pocket passer. Isaiah Marshall is going to be one of the fastest players on the team. So Andy Kotelnicki can get creative. So they don't know when they're going to have an answer, but they will have one before week one.
I don't know that they'll have an answer in week 8 if I was prognosticating that.
True.
I think it may bounce around. K-State, we know who the quarterback is. There's no question about that. We know a lot of the pieces for K-State, quite frankly, but they're not getting the hype or the love that they typically do right now this time of year. What was their feel? All the attention was on Colin Klein, rightfully so. But what about the players? What about Avery Johnson? How's he feeling right now?
Yeah, there's a question about it to Avery. Every year that he's been at K-State, they've been the favorite to win the conference, if not in the top 1 or 2, I believe. And he said, it's different. It feels different sitting here at media days that we aren't the favorite to win the conference. And honestly, he's like, that's fine. Like, we're fine with playing in that role. And honestly, they need to prove it. And I think that they know that they need to prove it. They had a year last year that they didn't like. They 6 wins. They wanted more than that. And I think that Avery Johnson's completely okay with saying that last year wasn't okay. I think that Avery Johnson would tell you as well that he expects more from his play that he's put on tape the past couple of years. He's had mistakes that he wants back that he's said after games and press conferences. And so he knows that it's his senior year. He knows that he's got Colin Klein as his head coach. And, he's ready to go prove something. So it's a different year for K-State. It's the least amount of hype, you're right, that there's been since I started covering it. The year they won the Big 12 was my first year. So, there was some hype going into that with Adrian Martinez and everything. And so this is the first year where, and they've got a lot of pieces and they've got a lot of things that would make you feel excited about it. But the Big 12's just got so much parity, and it's shown itself, and it seems like it's going to be that way again this year. I don't know who the favorite even should be.
TJ, how about the backfield? Who do you think Avery will be handing off to? What are you hearing there as far as the running game for K-State?
Yeah, it sounds like Joe Jackson was there yesterday. He was the number 4 last year. He's the one that ran for 1,050 yards against Utah in that game late in the season. He's ready to take a step forward. He technically shared it with Dylan Edwards last year a little bit, and it was kind of there behind Dylan before Dylan's injury, and he took a step forward and didn't really show the full complement that he had until late in the season, and then he really exploded. But, when you look at the tape of that game and some of the games late in the season, he's completely capable. He's big and strong, and he's fast. So Joe Jackson, Colin Klein, somebody asked him this question. Colin Klein said that Joe Jackson will be as much of the bell cow as there can be in college football, but it's not possible to really have a bell cow anymore. And it's good because you go into yesterday, you don't even think that may be the answer. They've got the running back Jay Harris from Oregon that just played in the national semifinals of the college football. I think it was semifinals of the college football playoff last year. So they've got a pretty good room of running backs. But it sounds like Joe Jackson's going to be the guy.
Did you tell Colin Klein he needs to line up Lincoln Cure outside? Did you let him know?
No, I don't even know if anybody asked a question about Lincoln Cure. We need to see Lincoln Cure get some touchdowns.
Unbelievable. TJ, drive safe. We'll check back in. We'll have more thoughts on it from TJ tomorrow when he returns to the air. We appreciate it. There goes TJ. We'll come back. We got Tim Fitzgerald in the second hour. We'll get more into K-State then. We're coming back. Another hour of Sports Daily. Don't go away.
If you bleed purple, this.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Hey, don't touch that dial. You've got Cud on it.
She's wonderful. I could feel her sweet country soul in every digitally encoded bit. Country music sucks. All it does is take precious airspace away from shock DJs whose cruelty and profanity amuse us all.
Hold on to your pitchforks, everybody. It's time again for
Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
You know, I'm no critic, but I know what I hate. And I don't hate this.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is another hour of Sports Daily. Jake Ballbrock, Brady Bowman with you. Max Power producing as we are taking you through a Thursday here. Thanks to TJ Cleveland for hopping on, talking a little Big 12 Media Days with us. We'll have Tim Fitzgerald, our KState insider. We'll dig in more on KState coming up later in this hour. We are glad you're here with us over the air on 97.5, 1240 KFH. 869-1240 is the number to call there. You can also get in touch with us via email at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can leave comments on our video streams coming at you through 12 News Connected, Facebook, YouTube, and X. We can get those on the air. And if you're listening to us on the Odyssey app, just click the little microphone. Leave us a voice message if you feel inclined. We're glad to have you, however it is you're taking in the show today. Glad to be here with you. Everything we're talking about here is What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company. Now featuring Key Lime Pie Ale by Tallgrass. Rich, creamy, tart, slightly sweet, graham cracker finish. Key Lime Pie Ale is the closest you'll come to drinking your dessert. Key Lime Pie Ale, a summertime favorite, now available at WBC Pizza and Beer, made here. Glad to have everybody here. It's not a headline-y day, Brady. You know, we've had the World Cup gets back in action today. The U.S. getting eliminated has certainly killed some of the buzz, I think. Who do you root for right now in the World Cup as we return? How do you gauge the things that are going to make you root for something here? Because there was a time, like for me, it was, of course, Team USA, and then it was our neighbors, Mexico and Canada, and then it was like super underdog, which there really aren't any super underdogs remaining. So who do you root for here? I mean, Morocco is an underdog to France, but I don't think that's a knock on Morocco as much as France has just looked like a wagon. I don't think anybody wants to see Argentina win again. Certainly the international community doesn't want to see Argentina win again. our pals in England. How about Norway with Holland? Then it's Spain, Morocco, Switzerland, Belgium. You can't root for Belgium, can you? They took us down. Switzerland, okay, I could get on board with rooting for Switzerland. I think I've got it down to Norway and Morocco. And then maybe England, Switzerland would be fine. I don't know, man. How does Brady Bowman pick a side in the rest of these games?
Well, I can't go with England because we're still too close from the July. Yeah. So I can't go for England.
I'm kind of with you on
those
that.
vibes.
Okay, and they're the snobbiest, I think, too.
Right.
Like they're the okay. You guys have your air conditioning and your great food and your American football and your beautiful women and your beautiful cities and your outdoors, but we have soccer. Like I did feel a little of that for England, like
and rain,
Premier League, and all that. It's like okay, all right,
yeah. You know what? I'm kind of with you on Norway because I think Norway would be kind of interesting, just because I think of Norway winning something that has to be an ice sport, right? I wouldn't think soccer. Yeah. So maybe I go Norway for that reason. But you know what? I'm going to go against the grain a little bit with what you said. I'm going Argentina.
Messi. The Messi.
Yeah, because of Messi. Just because, especially if it's a sport that I'm not extremely knowledgeable about and, where I'm following every single second. I just like to, when there's greatness happening, I want to see it.
But I don't want to see. I don't want to see Mbappe and Messi face off again. We saw that, right? And I'm with you. I think Americans probably enjoy Argentina more than the rest of the world. Messi came over here. He's playing in the MLS. Yeah. I think Latin America does not like Argentina at all. Messi's awesome. You can see it, but so is Holland. Maybe an Argentina, Norway. I mean, Harry Kane's great. I don't know. No.
Yeah.
Know any Moroccan players. I have just liked the way they play. They've been frenetic in the style that they play. So that's kind of other than that, I don't know much about Morocco. I learned that that's where Casablanca is.
Right.
What do you know? Again, Sam. What do you know about Morocco?
I would love to visit there. It's beautiful. If I was going to gauge it on which country, as far as who I'm rooting for, which country would I like to visit the most out of everything you listed?
That's tough because I don't want to root for Spain, but Spain's got to be
Spain
on
would
the
be.
list.
Yeah, Spain's beautiful.
We almost went to Spain. Family and I almost went to Spain this year, and then we have a baby on the way, so we decided against that. The Strait of Gibraltar is there, Morocco, Spain, right? That's where they're going to have the next World Cup is in that region. Morocco's Africa, though, on the African side of the strait there. You've got Casablanca. You've got Marrakesh. Those are the only two cities I believe that I've heard of in Morocco. But I don't know. Go ahead.
Didn't Morocco have a princess that was really well known or something in the 90s? That's just coming to mind for some reason. See what Google says.
I don't know.
It's kind of you don't know Grace Kelly. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, I knew there was somebody.
Kelly was a Moroccan princess. What are you talking about?
It was Monaco.
We're not talking about Monaco.
Oh, that's true. I'm getting Monaco. Yeah, I'm getting confused. Yeah, I got confused.
It's like we're talking about Morocco. Okay,
I'm only one copy in, so it's not everything's
firing. I no judgment here. I don't know anything.
The national anthem of Monaco.
No,
she'll be coming round the mountain.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
You don't know anything about Grace Kelly. If you did,
not
that would
really.
be fun.
I know she was a big deal. Didn't she have a sitcom or something?
Well, she was in a couple Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Yeah. That's.
She won an Oscar.
Listen, I love classic music. I did not love classic films. I've never watched just an old. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
Not even It's a Wonderful Life.
You've never watched King Kong.
Music. Love classic music. Love classic rock. Love classic country. Love classic music. No interest in classic movies. None.
So you've never watched King Kong.
What?
You never watched King Kong, the first one.
I don't know. Probably.
But
I'm not going. I can tell you this. I'm not watching it now. Like absolutely zero chance.
You shut it off as soon as he kills the first plane. You shut it off.
I don't have time to. We watched the Dutton Ranch last night. Is the show we're trying to watch right now. We went about a month between episodes. That's how frequently I have time to watch a show or watch a movie. Like, I'm just telling you right now, if I'm taking the time to watch a movie, it better be like, I don't know, Star Wars or some crazy spectacle. It's for sure not going to be 90 minutes of black and white. No, absolutely
They have
not.
a colorized King Kong, by the way, and they did a great job.
Still not going to. That's just not like. I've got no nostalgia to that. Like that wasn't my time. Music's great no matter when and where you hear it. I can't say the same about like I took a film class in college.
Jeff Lutz said you have Jeff Lutz's. Jeff would not watch anything made before his time.
Well, it's not like I'm sure they're great. And my classic comedy, like I get onto people all the time for not seeing classic comedies of my generation. So I get it. I'm just being honest. Like, it's not that I don't think they'll be good. It's that I don't have time anyway. I'm not going back for that stuff. Like, I took a film class in college. I don't have a refined film palette anyway. The last Oscar nominated movie I watched, I thought was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life.
And what was
like,
that?
I can't believe I wasted my time with this. I don't know, like Licorice something.
Licorice Pizza?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I
dumbest, biggest waste of time ever.
About the record store, and it turned out to be
Because
something
some
stupid.
film nerd was like, "Oh, it's so good, you have to watch it." And we like went on a date night for it, which we never have time to do. And I'm like, "What the hell was that?" Thank God they sell beer in the theaters now. Like, this was such a terrible movie. No offense to anybody involved in the production of Licorice Pizza. I think Bradley Cooper was in it. He's one of my favorites. But like I was like, what is this? I'm not watching this. And I feel like it probably the same people that like that movie would love an Alfred Hitchcock. But I'm not like that. No. I don't have time for that.
See, with the classic movies, it's the pacing that just so different. The pacing.
Listen, I'm simple-minded. I'm willing to admit that. I need some stuff to blow up. I need to laugh. Like, I need some, lasers and things like that. Like, I'm not ashamed of that. I took that film class in college. That was rough for me. I was judged a lot in that class. Everybody with their, we'd watch movies. And I'm like, this is horrible. Like, this isn't in one of the great cinema. Like, this is boring. I don't want to be bored. Why would I watch something for 2 or 3 hours and be bored? That's why I don't like horror movies. Why would I spend 2 or 3 of my hard-earned hours being scared or grossed out? No, thank you.
I'm with you on horror movies. I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Most of the time, I just want to laugh.
What about the first Halloween?
I love a thinking movie. Like, if it makes me think I like that. It's honestly why I've migrated to TV shows. You're quicker in and out. They've got plenty of time to tell the story. I don't know. I don't know how we got on. How did we get there? Just now. Well, where did that even start? Oh, Monaco and Grace Kelly.
And Morocco.
Yeah. All right.
Wizard of Oz still holds up.
It is that time of year here on Sports Daily. We're a wide open book. We got Tim Fitzgerald talking Big 12 Media Days later this hour. We're coming right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on the Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. Hey, you want to win some iced tea on us? A free iced tea from HTO, good for either East Wichita, West Wichita, or Derby. You can right now by entering our texting contest. Just text the keyword tea to the short code 20357. You can enter once per day. Message and data rates apply. Try, perhaps, the new Pineapple Crush, the flavor of the summer. It's great on its own. It mixes well. And launching today, the mini sippers. As you go, grab your free cup and grab a mini sipper, which is our miniature gallon punched with a straw right into the gallon. You can buy 3 and get 1 free right now at HTO. Good luck, everybody, on the text contest. Brady, we come back. Film commentary here on we go from Morocco to Monaco to Grace Kelly to classic film talk. Look, I get it. I don't think I'm the only one that feels this way. about movies. Movies are hard to get to unless it's a cartoon. Now, if you're telling me like the cartoons, the new cartoons, like we've seen them all. We've got all those in the books. We watch movies. We have family movie night all the time. We go watch the classics. But the classics are like 90s comedies for kids movies right now. Hopefully that branches out into the classics of, I can't wait to watch Dumb and Dumber with my kids. It's my favorite movie of all time. I brought that up in film class. How do you think that went over? Everybody goes around the room. What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite? Sorry, film. In that class, it was always film, not movie. What's your favorite film? And everyone has their films. I haven't heard of most of these. And then I'm like, oh, Dumb and Dumber. What? No, be serious. What's your favorite film? Dumb and Dumber. No film has ever brought more entertainment to my life than Dumb and Dumber.
That's up there. Well, and what a run Jim Carrey had there for a while. Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura.
Everything was a classic.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
The Mask.
What do I have? Dumb and Dumber. You remember the movie Enemy of the State with Gene Hackman and Will Smith?
Yeah.
That's
I don't think I saw it, but
that's near the top of my list. Great movie. The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That's up there near the top of my list.
I love any Tom Cruise.
You're not, I mean, yeah, his movies are good. Like they're just going to always be good. But no, it's not the ones that you might imagine. I bet Max's list. Max, are there any movies made since the year 2000 that would be at or near the top of your list? We'll go even back to like 1995.
There we go.
I love Shawshank.
That's a great movie. That's a great movie.
When were Die Hard's made? I've lost track of time.
Yeah, Die
I
Hard's
do know that he owes me money for that one of the last Die Hards when he was he jumped out of 4 900-story buildings and lived because he fell into a pool. That and the last Indiana Jones.
The newest one?
No, the one before this newest one when
the last
they brought back Karen
trilogy,
Allen was
right?
in it. Oh, I forget.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh my, he owes me money for that too.
Because it wasn't good.
Harrison Ford, yeah, I'll let Bruce Willis go. He doesn't feel well, but Harrison Ford owes me money.
Okay, I got you. I didn't.
But I like Shawshank. I'm trying to think. I've seen some, but
Shawshank's great. I love movies. I do. I think I have moved on for the most part though to TV shows, and I think that's not unusual. I think like we have such good TV shows, and I haven't watched any good ones lately. Like we used to be really good about that, and then, like I said, we haven't been. It takes us just too long to get through one. But we're just Dutton Ranch. We were big Yellowstone people. It looks like it's going to be good and, entertaining if nothing else. But it's a good time to catch up on that stuff. We run stories in the newscast where it's like the Emmy nominated stuff and everyone around me is like, oh yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm like, man, I haven't even heard of this stuff.
Have you watched Reacher?
I'm so far behind. I have not
heard
seen
of Reacher.
I binged the first 3 and the 4th one's coming. The first one was great. Then it kind of tailed off after but yeah, the 4th one's coming in August.
That's not
I
the
just
one
discovered
with,
it by accident.
That's not the one with dude from The Office, is it?
No, I don't know.
Krasinski.
Yeah, that's Krasinski's show, is it?
Alan Richkin or something. He's
okay. Yeah, I don't know. The Landman show's really good. Really good.
I finally saw a couple nights ago. Well, we finished it because it's like I think it's like 3.5 hours long or something like that. But Amy loves all the Avatar movies, and I remember seeing the first Avatar.
Listen,
when it was in theaters, blown away.
Did she like the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
I watched it on the plane.
So long.
I watched it on the plane. It took 2 flights to watch it. You're right.
It's very long.
I watched it, and like I think those were, the first one when it came out was such a visual spectacle. Like we'd never really seen anything like that.
And you had to see that in the theaters. The first one.
Totally.
Yeah.
We've seen that now lots. That's not even that surprising. So then the second one came, and I don't remember. It was another one. I think I watched it on a plane as well.
Yeah, Way of Water.
And I was like, okay, that was okay. This third one, I'm just like, nah. Man.
It was kind of repetitive as far as plot. Like the same thing happened 3 or 4 times. And it's kind of like, why did this?
And
they could have cut an hour of
I
this.
didn't totally remember the plots anyway, because I'm not like super into it, but I watched them. And the last one, I finished it. It was fine. It was fine.
There's supposed to be 2 more.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah. Apparently it's a 5-movie deal. So.
Oh no.
Which
I'll
it
tell you
felt
the
that
one
way
I'm
at the end
excited
anyway.
about of the blockbuster, and I haven't seen the Mandalorian Grogu movie, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be awesome. No, yeah, not is
We saw it. I mean, it was okay. Honestly, it kind of felt like the original plan was for this to be a couple episodes or maybe
now,
a
is
season.
Is this the end of the story? Or are they bringing the show back? You don't have to tell me if it's a spoiler. Don't tell me if it's a spoiler.
No, it kind of wraps up. It doesn't leave you thinking that there's more to come.
I'll get around to it, but the thought of seeing that in the theater is not going to happen. I'll tell you the one that's going to be great is the Dune finish.
Yeah.
Now I read a lot lately, and that may be a part of it too, where my TV shows have faltered because I read a lot lately. It helps me sleep. Nobody cares, but I read a lot lately, and so I watched that first one of the remakes with Timothée Chalamet, and I'm like, oh, that was incredible. And, I think other than the game, like I played the old video game, but it didn't really get into much of the story. I just remember it kind of scared me a little bit as a kid. But that movie was so good. So then, how did this order of things go for me? I can't remember if I watched the second one. I think I watched the second one and then read the book that the first 2 movies covered. I think that's how that went. But then I read the next book, which gets into some of what this third, and this is like Jad Chambers, who used to produce this show, who's over at Steve and Ted now. He was a big Dune guy, and he warned me. He was like, first one's really good. And then it kind of goes off the rails a little bit. And let me tell you, and I only read the second one. There's a lot of them. It went off the rails, like way off the rail. Like it is, like I love sci-fi. That's mostly what I read. And I'm like, this is too weird for me. Like, and I love space operas and all that stuff. So I don't know how they're going to do it because that book is weird. I'm just telling you, it's weird. So I don't know how they're going to incorporate it, but those movies have been so good. And they're going to need to visuals. They'll need to stop with this one based on what I've seen about how that story progresses. Like they'll just need to stop it here because it gets too outrageous to be anything you'd ever want to like invest money into.
Well, and doesn't it go like way into the future too? Like
kind of, yeah. And I'm telling you, if you really want to like rabbit hole and just kind of follow along, take a Cliff Notes version of how that story eventually goes. And you're like, what the hell is this? But it'll be interesting because there are interesting parts of that second book. It wasn't nearly as good as the first, but the first book was so good. And that's what the first 2 movies are based on. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, there's your entertainment and movie portion of the show today. Let's talk football. Let's talk Big 12. We'll talk KState with Tim Fitzgerald next. The other story is, as you asked TJ, how's Texas Tech getting treated in all this? The NCAA, we learned yesterday, has been inquiring to Cincinnati about his time with the program. I've kind of wondered about this a little bit. Like, lost in all the Brendan Sorsby stuff, Brady, is the fact that Brendan Sorsby, didn't get any trouble for any of this stuff.
Yeah, this happened with the Bearcats.
He was betting underage. He was betting with the stolen identity. I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Like, I know that this is a football conversation that we're having, and I understand why. But what is he in any legal trouble for any of this stuff? Like, what did he do? Like, this stuff he did is not like okay. Now, I don't know what the penalties for it would be, but I totally understand why the NFL was like, no. We have not had enough time with this. I mean, the NCAA is just now getting to the point, it sounds like, Brady, where they're like, all right, that covers the Indiana portion. Now we got to get to what happened at Cincinnati, right? Do we even know fully what happened at Cincinnati? If something happened at Cincinnati? This Texas Tech is so fortunate to have this in the rearview mirror. This was a big, big mistake to try to die on this hill. Huge mistake for Texas Tech because we don't even know how big or bad this got. I don't think. Now the NCAA, and look, a letter of inquiry, I don't think it implicates anything that Cincinnati did wrong as much as they got to go in now and see, well, what potentially happened at Cincinnati here. Did it get worse than what we've learned? Do we need to make sure that he never bet on games that he played in? That's the kind of the Indiana thing. It's like, oh, he wasn't even really playing. Do you think he just stopped? Like, what are the chances that after Indiana or whatever, he just like stopped and didn't make any bad decisions at Cincinnati? That's where
odds are low.
That's where I think for Texas Tech, like I say, they're lucky because let's say that they win a legal battle on this, and they weren't going to, according to multiple states' attorney generals. The Big 12 had an easy case to win. It sounds like Chris Kobach told me that. Like this was not a case the state of Texas or its attorney general was going to win, or Texas Tech over time. So even if they had, though, could you imagine now, Brendan Sorsby, we're going into the season, Tech still dug in and he's going to play and he's this, and now it's like, all right, and the NCAA now wants to look at his time at Cincinnati. And you're Texas Tech. You're like, oh, well, I thought we already did that. Right?
Yeah, do we not do that?
And everything on the table here. He checked into rehab, all hunky dory. We're good. He's very sorry, and we're gonna move forward. We still don't have the full scope of what happened here. And when I see that they're now sending a letter of inquiry to Cincinnati, it tells me that they still want to look at his time at Cincinnati. I had also assumed they'd already done that.
Yeah, there's still some smoke, and how fast. I think this also shows that there's more smoke because of how fast the NFL decided not to do a supplemental draft. Like, they didn't take any time to decide that.
The NFL doesn't have anything invested in Brendan Sorsby.
No, but I mean, it was a quick decision, and it kind of tells me that, yeah, there could be some more there. And I don't know. I'm not going to say this qualifies as a headline you may have missed because we've already kind of been talking about it a little bit, but CBS Sports with this headline, I guess this was last night. Joe McGuire admits Texas Tech misjudged Brendan Sorsby fallout, would have taken a different path. Sub-headline, in retrospect, the Texas Tech coach says the school would have done things differently. I'm sure.
I think I want to say he was going further in reference to the fact that it seems like Will Hammond will be able to play. And I think he was saying, like, had we known Will Hammond was going to be good to go, we would have said Sorsby go do the supplemental draft or anything else because And then he did defend it in the sense of, too, he's like, when you have all this money invested, like, you have to protect the other assets and try to be as good as you can be. I think that everybody is being naive if they think they could put themselves and their fandom in the exact same situation and not also try to defend that player because it's a really good player that would help you win. Look at the things we're willing to stomach in sports, especially in pro sports, right? Look at the things as fans we're willing to stomach. Like, you're a Patriots fan, Brady. I'll bet you were defending Spygate and Deflategate and all those controversies.
Everybody was doing it. Oh, Deflategate, that was pure.
This is you're proving my point right now. You're proving my point, right? And we're not even talking about like some of the heinous moral things that have come up. Chiefs fans defending Tyreek Hill at times with his checkered, past before the draft and all these other things, or
welcoming back Kareem Hunt.
Trying to justify these things you have to, I think it's incredibly naive to put yourself in the shoes of a Tech fan or Joey McGuire and think that you would have done things differently than try to defend him and get him on the field. I really do. And I'm just trying to be honest about it. But it was a bad decision and it was getting worse quickly and they just kept digging it in. It is a blessing to them that this is all played out this way, because I think it would have been a real problem had he been the quarterback this year, because we weren't finished with this. We're still not. I kept wondering that. Like, okay, let's say he plays. Is he not in any legal trouble at all for this? Because he broke the law. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
I've
know
been trying
what
to
that
find
would,
that.
I don't know what consequences would come of that. But if it was like, if they find out he did anything while he was playing at Cincinnati, now you're talking about legal ramifications. Go look around the NBA or other places where you've had accusations of point shaving and some other things. You're talking about fraud and money laundering. Like, there are charges tied to those cases that are wild. Okay, so like, are we totally sure and clear that Brendan Sorsby's free of all that stuff? I don't know that we are. And this was all going to play out. Now it can play out, and he's far away from it, right? And the things can continue. So Texas Tech's very fortunate, I think, in retrospect, that they got out from underneath this thing. Digging in and making this happen was never going to be the right move. It was going to be messy and complicated. And now they can take their really talented roster, and they can hope that their quarterback who got hurt last year is back, and they can move on with their season. And, you know, I don't know how long the Sorsby shadow hangs. He never played a game. Probably not that long, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
I would imagine when games start and we get into mid-September, October, we don't care about that anymore.
Right. Yeah,
just a hunch. That's kind of how we are, right? But I'm not saying by September or October it's done for Brendan Sorsby. I don't think his trouble is behind him yet, which is why it makes sense the NFL was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that right now. Like, absolutely no chance. Like,
I'm trying to find any legal issues.
We haven't even had time to talk to him yet about what's gone on here. So we'll see, but it is a big story. Tech is a big story. Tech's the favorite to win the league, with or without Brendan Sorsby. His playing didn't affect their odds as much as you might think, like hardly at all. They're still the odds-on favorite to win the Big 12. So, how much does that change? I don't know. Let's talk KState from Big 12 Media Day with Tim Fitzgerald. Go powercat.com or KState Insider. That's next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on the Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas fan headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And welcome back in at Insider Now. GoPowerCat.com, at Life of Fitz on X. Tim Fitzgerald. Fitz, how are you this morning?
I'm good, mostly because TJ's not here, and that always makes my day brighter.
You don't have to deal with him even a little bit today, so congratulations.
I know. Rumor is he had a flat tire on the way down, I think probably from off-roading, but...
Yeah, for sure. He took the scenic route down to Frisco, Texas. He did have a flat tire. That was a great way to get out of town. Fitz, you had conversations with guys. If I followed along correctly, you weren't there in person, but you were there digitally.
In digital spirit, I was there.
What is your big takeaway for KState? We were talking about this with TJ in the last hour. It's a different year for KState.
Right.
It's the lowest expectations they've had in 5-6 years. Probably walking in the door to Big 12 Media Days. Is that a bad thing? What do we make of it?
Well, what's interesting is a lot of people think they're going to be a contender, in part because of the schedule. But there is some doubt. You never know what you're going to get with a new guy. You just don't. Even when think you know what you're going to get, you often don't. I mean, ask Nebraska about hiring their favorite son or their favorite son, and those circumstances and the person they hired are much different. But there's a kind of a confidence about this group. And I think the most telling comment I saw was one of my guys got this about how much, maybe it was me, I don't know, how much harder workouts have been. The expectations in the offseason
Interesting.
and the demands have gone up to the Snyder standard brought back by Colin. And I don't think that's necessarily a shot at how Kleiman was doing it. It's just Colin understands you got to do that extra thing, like special teams, and a little bit harder work in the summer if you want to succeed at Kansas State. You just got to put in that extra work that a lot of programs don't need to and don't understand that that's what they could do if they really were committed. He's brought that back. The demand is very high. The kids seem to be responding. There was Avery Johnson's a real level-headed, intelligent, calm young man. But there was an underlying confidence about him in my talk with him yesterday, and I heard it from others about where this team's at and how he feels about things heading into a season with Colin Klein as head coach.
Yeah, Tim, that's kind of where my excitement kind of lies in this whole thing compared to past years. It's like, yeah, there's not necessarily the national hype or expectations, at least to the degree maybe like last year. And then, getting ready for the early game, the week 0 trip to Ireland and all that. It just felt like there was a lot of anxiety, I guess, last year as far as the offseason going. And I don't feel that this time. I almost like the fact that maybe we're an underdog type of team, and K-State has always kind of embraced that sort of aura, and I just feel that, and I feel that confidence. I don't feel the anxiety this offseason going into Big 12 Media Days that I did last year.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the funniest comment, as I mentioned, Avery was real serious and businesslike yesterday, but when my Ryan Gilbert asked him about would you like to be opening the season in Ireland again, he just looked at the camera and went, no. So I think that was a well-intended opportunity Chris Kleiman saw for growth of his players as people, and to play a game that had to be played that season. It wasn't an extra game. It was on the schedule. So, but I think we all recognize it backfired. It did not work out in the way anyone had hoped it. But every time you take risk, you might have a huge reward. You might have a huge loss. And that kind of set a tone for K-State that was not good until midseason when they shook it off and got going.
Yeah, and you had, that's when Dylan Edwards got hurt. Like, it really all did unravel right there, which I think would tell us there is a lot of room for the opposite to happen this year. I mean, things have to go well, but we really, like, what is on the field, just strictly to the football? What are the biggest questions? The defense, with Colin Klein there, I think we're all, at least I am, baking in some offensive improvement, but we know what we've got here in K-State this year.
I think there's a lot of talent on the defensive side. We just don't, the fans just don't know their names yet. They don't, the fans that are really plugged in, but Wendell Gregory is going to be an all Big 12 type talent at defensive end. I love all the defensive ends that transferred out. I think they had an incredibly high upside, but Wendell Gregory's already passed them in the upside. So they brought in a lot of parts from the portal, parts from the portal that should make that defense pretty good. But I sensed one area of anxiety, although Colin's very confident about it, was that offensive line, because John Pastore is the only returning guy, really good left tackle, all Big 12 type of guy, but he missed the spring. He was out with an injury, and so they're shuffling. I think he said there's about 6 guys for the other 4 spots that they're working through and trying to figure out who might be best. And I don't know if you know this, but not sucking at the offensive line is kind of important. I think they're going to be okay, but boy, new offensive line coach Mike Schmidt's got a lot of work ahead of him this fall.
Fitz, I'm glad you mentioned special teams for K-State because, always known as special teams U, but last year there was just none of that firepower actually. And I'm trying to remember if this is right, but I believe from what I'm seeing, no official special teams touchdown or return for a touchdown last year, which is so rare. But the other question I have for you, Fitz, I know Chris Kleiman has stepped away, but is in sort of a new role. Have you been feeling, what have you been hearing about his involvement in that advisor role this offseason?
Absolutely nothing, but I haven't asked either. I've had other stuff on my plate, but I should just text him and say, what the hell do you do every day?
What do you do now?
Yeah, what exactly do you do now? But with all that said, I mean, we can talk about last year. This is all transpired because Chris Kleiman's um, love of his family and Kansas State before his love of money. And that's a rare thing in head coaching. He left millions, a pile of money on the table that he could have come back and had a bad season and gotten fired in a buyout. And nobody was ever going to believe that there was cause. So K-State would have paid a lot of money, but he walked away from that and didn't just walk away from it for his health and his family's happiness. He called Colin. He was the one that called Colin the first time, and then didn't share the number with Gene Taylor apparently until later, but that's a different story. He called Colin and said, "Do you want this? I'm going to step away, and we need you to be the next guy, or I may not do it." And that is a love for Kansas State and a selflessness for the school which he works. Is technically just an employee that you don't see from head coaches. You just don't. You don't see it in this greed-driven, ego-driven world of college football head coaching. You just don't have the Chris Klymans out there that often. He knew the game wasn't his game anymore, and he passed off to a guy that can do it. And I think Colin was an absolute perfect choice at the perfect time for this program.
He was. And I hope people remember that down the road about Chris Kleiman. And I hope that continues to be documented because he was the perfect coach for K-State. He was the perfect replacement for Bill Snyder. K-State fans, I think, take this for granted way too often, that they've been able to go from Snyder to Kleiman to Klein. And three guys who all fit sort of the same breed and the same mold of like truly high character first. Like people say that stuff, but we know that that's not always the case. But man, it has been. They've had 3 generations of that. It bothers me, and it'll never stop bothering me the way a large portion of the fan base treated Chris Kleiman at the end. It would have been one thing if he wasn't successful. He was wildly successful at K-State.
I'm with you on all that. I was really disturbed by the way some fans reacted. Fans in this era, and we're seeing it play out with Texas Tech, have grown to have an absolute entitlement to victory.
I guess.
And when they get it, they're insufferable, and when they don't, they're insufferable. Not all fans, but social media has done this because you only get attention on social media by being insufferable. That's the great downfall of social media. Someone's got to find you insufferable to engage with your content, to be pushed out by the platform to more users who get more upset, who push it out to more users. That's what social media is doing to us. And that's what it's done to the fans of college football and all sports. There is no tolerance for a process. There's no tolerance for things just didn't bounce our way. They immediately want gratification of a head being chopped off and someone new taking over and being highly successful. And if they're not, let's chop off that head too. It's gotten to be really brutal. But with all that said, the coaches are extremely well paid to go through that environment.
Oh, sure.
And that has now become part of the job. And among other things, Chris Kleiman decided that's not the job he wants to work with. And I think we'll see more coaches come to that belief. They're getting paid so much more money now, guys, that in 2 seasons, 3 seasons, they really are set up for life. If they're fiscally smart with their money and don't just spend it, as soon as they get it. If they just stow it away, 3 seasons as a power level head coach should get you over the hump financially for the rest of your life. I will gladly serve 1 season, fail, and take the buyout. Because my profession doesn't have that. So it's kind of a give and give, but I got to tell you, the hostility of some fan bases and the obnoxious nature of some fan bases like Texas Tech right now is just a little bit overwhelming to the senses.
We were talking about that with Texas Tech. Yeah. We Brendan Sorsby may not be out of legal trouble. He may be out of college football trouble. may not be out of legal trouble. They got lucky that this played out the way it did. They're going to be the favorite, though, Fitz, and they may have their quarterback from last year, Will Hammond, in play. So K-State right now picked 4th in the league. You good with that? You think it should be higher? I kind of think it should be higher because I kind of believe in Avery Johnson getting unlocked a little bit here. We're not going to get a poll anymore, but that's the Vegas betting odds. You good with 4th best odds?
I am. I mean, I think it's generous. You look at who's above them, and I know all 3 have established last season that they're going to be good. Utah might be the one in doubt. They've got a new coach too. Everyone's missing that. But they do return their quarterback also. So I think Utah and Kansas State are kind of interchangeable, and BYU is below Tech. But I think it is very fair. But you always got to come back to, it's not about who you are in totality as a team. It's who you're playing. And both Tech and Kansas State have remarkably watered down seasons because they don't play any of those. Within that group of 4 I just mentioned, Kansas State doesn't play the other 3, and Tech doesn't play the other 3. And, of course, Utah and BYU have to play each other. So there's an opportunity there for both programs to put together a really impressive schedule, record, but we still might not know where they're at until we get into the postseason, and that's kind of what happened with Tech last year.
Whittingham goes on to Michigan, to your point. I'll bet you, Fitz, if we took good Big 12 fans, that 3 out of 10 couldn't tell you who the Utah coach is. I couldn't before I just looked it up. Morgan Scalley?
Yeah, and I got to admit, I'd never heard him talk until yesterday.
He's been there a long time. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll do fine.
Well, he knows the systems. He knows how they've been successful, but he also worked for a coach that fans were kind of done with, even though they had a decent season last year. There's just been a little dip, and they could see any aging coach, they see a drop off, and they think it's the age. So they're very confident that they're going to be rejuvenated and refreshed in the same way K-Staters are. And again, optimism is always high, and pessimism gets there real quick.
We'll see. They don't have to play BYU, Utah, or Texas Tech this year, right?
Nope.
I believe that's correct.
Yep.
That's the schedule you mentioned right off the top that should probably breed some optimism. Fitz, we appreciate it. We'll go find all the Big 12 Media Day reporting at gopowercat.com. Follow along at Life of Fitz, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Great to hear from you, boys.
There goes Tim Fitzgerald. Always great stuff. We'll come back. We've got more Sports Daily. Don't go away.